So contrary to popular belief, I haven't quit playing Call of Duty. I built my channel mainly off of this game, and I don't foresee me ever not playing it. Now with that said, I have been on a Fortnite kick recently, but that doesn't mean I'm done with the current Call of Duty. The problem is, I have limited time to play, and I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I have a real-life job, a wife, and 3 kids, as well as tons of animals to take care of. So while most people can play upwards of 8 hours any given day, I'm lucky if I get 1 or 2 hours a day. So needless to say, I can only get so much done by myself, which is why Fortnite has taken a priority at the moment. If I had more time, I'd be able to do videos on both Call of Duty and Fortnite. But for now, it's one or the other. Now speaking of Call of Duty, we just got the major announcement that Black Ops 4 is the next game. They said the community reveal is set for May 17th, and surprisingly, the launch date is October 12th, which is a Friday. So I'm beyond excited for the month early release date. Waiting until November every year as lots of other games come out in October is very frustrating. So I've got a lot of comments and tweets asking me what I think of the news that Black Ops 4 is coming. So I wanted to do this video detailing my personal wish list for the game. But before I talk about the list, I just wanted to mention that if you log into Black Ops 3 right now, you can get a free Black Ops 4 calling card. It's animated, but just slightly. The 4 in the card glows one time and then it stops for some reason. Still, I guess you can't complain for a free card. Now if you go into your medals earned, you can see they also updated the quad feed image to the Black Ops 4 logo, which I thought was pretty cool and a nice touch. So let's go over some of the things I personally want to see in the upcoming game. First and foremost, we must have proper score streaks. There's no denying that the streaks in World War II were lackluster. Likewise, Infinite Warfare had some pretty mundane streaks too, but they eventually got buffed with the addition of score streak variants. Now the Black Ops series has always had some of the best streaks in any Call of Duty, and I personally think Black Ops 2 is perfect. A lot of people will complain if the streaks are too awe-inspiring, but I think they'll be able to balance everything nicely. For example, in Black Ops 3, virtually every streak available had a counter to it. So we know that they can make the streaks incredible, and we also know they can make them fair. So I'm counting on this game to deliver in the score streak department. One thing's for certain though, an orbital VSAT type streak must be in the game. Even if they make it like the hater from Black Ops 3 so that it's destroyable. I'd hope most people would agree with me on this one at least. Next up, I want to see daily and weekly challenges just like they did in Black Ops 3. If you didn't play that game, the challenges didn't come to the game until after launch, which was disappointing. These must be in the game at launch. I think World War II did things right in this regard. They have a good selection of daily and weekly challenges, so this request shouldn't be that hard to fulfill. Now along the same lines, there absolutely must be a daily login bonus. This is where Infinite Warfare excelled and World War II failed. In World War II, you get no login bonus for being a Season Pass holder. In Infinite Warfare, you did receive that Season Pass daily login bonus. So I'd like to see that same system return for Black Ops 4. And speaking of Infinite Warfare, despite all the hate it got, it had the fastest load times out of any Call of Duty game I've ever played. Seriously, if you haven't played Black Ops 3 in a while, just go try and play it. The load times are absolutely ridiculous. Even World War II has faster loading times than Black Ops 3. So I don't know what the developers did at Infinity Ward to make it so fast for their games, but Treyarch needs to fix this immediately. The next thing I'd like to see is a prestige system that's actually worth it. In World War II, it didn't feel very satisfying to prestige. You just didn't get much for doing it. I like what Infinite Warfare did, which was allowing you to pick from classic weapons in addition to all the normal benefits, such as prestige tokens and create a class. Being able to use some classic Call of Duty weapons is a treat everyone who takes the time to level up and prestige should enjoy. Now along the lines of weapons, I'd like to see any DLC weapons given to Season Pass owners for free, just like in Infinite Warfare. So there's undoubtedly going to be some kind of weapon variants in this game, whether they're stat-changing ones or just cosmetic like in World War II. So Season Pass owners should get the base DLC weapons for free, and anyone who doesn't have the Season Pass should have to do a simple challenge to get the base weapon as well. Again, just like in Infinite Warfare. So for example, let's say a DLC SMG. You'd have to get 300 hipfire kills with an SMG to unlock the base weapon. But Season Pass holders would get this base weapon for free. Next, I'm sure everyone wants to see a good supply drop system. The problem is, every game adds its share of crap to the mix. In World War II, we have the pistol grips. In Black Ops 3, we had those stupid weapon attachment variants. In Infinite Warfare, we had a billion camos, as well as weapon variants that did nothing but grant a bonus to your XP. So I actually want to know in the comments which game you thought had the best supply drop system, from Advanced Warfare to World War II. Let me know your opinion on that. Hopefully they come up with something that's a mix of all the systems we've seen so far. Now I also think they need to stick with the collection system, just like in World War II. They also should bring back some armory credit system. Being able to buy things at a moment's notice like that was incredibly nice. In Black Ops 3 though, if you wanted to get something, you'd have to get it straight from a supply drop, which would sometimes take months. Now when it comes to the maps, I think the default amount should be 12 at launch. There should be 4 large maps, 4 medium-sized, and 4 small ones. I think the lack of launch maps in World War II definitely turned a lot of people away from the game. Now I know this may not be a fan favorite, but I definitely love to see Nuketown make a return again. It's been in every Black Ops game to date, and almost everyone loves the chaotic close quarters combat that it brings. And while we're on the topic of maps, I think party game modes such as Gun Game, Infected, Prop Hunt, and even Sticks and Stones should be readily available at launch, or at least on a rotation basis for some of the less popular ones. I'd also love for them to bring back the Black Ops 3 mode Safeguard, but obviously fine-tuned to whatever the setting is for Black Ops 4. Now before I get to the major thing I want to see return to the game, let me rapid fire off some things I haven't touched yet. Now I'm 99% sure this is going to be a boots on the ground game, so to bridge the gap between advanced movements a bit, I'd love for some kind of slide mechanic to return, similar to Ghosts. They may just go the dolphin dive route, but that's more nostalgic than useful in my opinion. Next, there should be leaderboards and a great combat record at launch, as well as paint jobs and an emblem creator. For some reason, none of the recent Call of Duty games have ever had these at launch. You'd think with 3 years of development they'd get on the ball this time. Now as for challenges, I'm hoping they bring back the hidden ones such as the Dark Ops from Black Ops 3. And there also should be more incentive to do these challenges. Maybe they could add additional rewards other than just calling cards. I think anything to keep the players coming back for more is a great thing for the game. I'd also like to not be able to run into my own teammates, or get stuck because some scallywag on my team is blocking a doorway. Teammates should not be able to hinder your movements in any way. Now lastly, I absolutely want to see the return of wager matches. In the original Black Ops game, you could wager your in-game currency that was used to unlock gear and other things. Now I know there's a fine line with gambling in this system, but there's gotta be a way to make this work. Obviously, there's never going to be a system that lets you wager COD points, but if you could use whatever in-game currency that's available in these wager matches, it would increase the longevity of the game. And that, as they say, is that. That's my personal wish list for Black Ops 4. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with anything I mentioned, or if I forgot something that you'd like to see yourself. I'd love to read through the comments and see if we can't build a perfect game based on our feedback. Now I don't anticipate them fulfilling the entire list of course, but most of these should be doable. The hype already building around this game is overwhelming. All they need to do to succeed is have a perfect launch. But if the past 4 years have shown us anything, it's that no one can stick to launch. But I do have faith that Treyarch has the capabilities and the manpower to make this one of the most successful Call of Duties to date. So here's hoping they take no shortcuts and give us a well-polished final product.